so the number one cause for biodiversity loss is the destruction of habitats. And the main reason that's happening is to create more land for agriculture. If we look at which commodities are actually driving this agricultural expansion, there's about 5 of them which are responsible for 3/4 of this expansion into forests. Things like beef, palm oil and soy, which are then globally traded. So actually understanding this international trade part of the puzzle is really crucial to tackling deforestation and then by extension biodiversity loss and climate change.
Another important factor is the intensity of use of the land. So how much agrochemicals, fertilizer we use, how many rotations we do, all that also affects biodiversity through different mechanisms.
So it's very important to first focus on provide information and then use these tools and information to get more better decisions regarding the impacts of global trade with deforestation and sometimes illegalities within supply chains on the ground.
Therefore, we try to understand, better measure the effects of the production and conversion activities around those commodities on biodiversity, and we're trying to understand which kind of policy instruments can be used or combined to reduce the effects of trade in these commodities on biodiversity.
Trace is a science-based program that maps the international trade of agricultural commodities that drive deforestation. And we do this by bringing together different publicly available data sets and piecing these together to try and understand the supply chains of these commodities. We then link that to deforestation impacts.
SeloVerde is a public, free tool. It is science-based and it is focused on providing information at the property level. In Brazil, we have an online registry for each private property, and SeloVerde is combining different information related to environment situation, economic and agriculture producers to provide a diagnosis of social and environment compliance with our law and even with other regulations such as the European Regulation on Deforestation-Free Products.
EUDR is a policy that was designed based on the insight that Europe is importing a number of products with a high deforestation footprint. And the idea was that if we impose a rule that products that have a positive deforestation footprint cannot be imported into the EU, then traders, all actors along the value chains are going to try to reduce the footprint. And they will. The question is, will that result in less deforestation or will it just result in us importing products from places around the world where deforestation is not happening anymore?
Europe is setting the flagship of not accepting more contribute to deforestation by importing products. And even with the limitations, China, United States and other countries will follow suit due to competitions and geopolitical contexts.
It's pretty discouraging, therefore, to see this delay being proposed for the next 12 months or so for the EUDR. And we need to make sure that the substance and the aims and the principles behind the regulation are not at any risk from this delay. What we do need to see is that 12 months is then used to ensure effective implementation, make sure there's adequate support for producers, financial support, and also detailed guidance that's much needed to make sure that implementation can be as effective as possible. So I think the most important thing we need to see from businesses and government policymakers, especially at the moment, is just maintaining that ambition and keeping up this issue to be high on the agenda.
Business, enterprise can do more in terms of setting environment and social criteria and goals to achieve deforestation-free supply chains. And of course, monitor the goals in order to attest and secure achievement of the goals.
Policymakers have to design and implement policies that provide the right incentives for sustainable production, that includes effectively enforcing policies in forest landscapes.